Hello, welcome to the FURN review of Theurgy by Ministry of Meeples. We were lucky enough to have Oliver from the Ministry of Meeples come down recently and join us and show us how to play the game. It's a game where you take on the role of a half-forgotten god. You spend the game converting non-believers to your faith and the believers of your opposing gods in order to build temples and become the dominant religion. It's a game for 2 to 6 players with objectives and setup changing depending on the number of players, and it sort of has elements of Settlers of Catan and Scythe as a comparison of what sort of game it was. As a note for those watching, this video is not sponsored. We just were able to get hold of a copy of the game. Ollie was willing to give us one, and we gave it a go.
Yeah, we were quite lucky to have Ollie come down and run it for us during the week, which was a great learning experience. The setup process and actually getting into play was really quick, and picking up how the actual game and the rounds and the actions within it was pretty intuitive. So it's quite an accessible game.
Yeah, it was very easy to pick up. A thing that was particular is everyone playing through the game, you all sort of advance at the same pace. There's no real, this person's winning, that's it, they've won. It is a game that is played until the last play, which makes for a nice change from a lot of board games that very much reward the winning player.
One of the only small niggles, as it were, with the game that I found was the icons to tell you what type of tile a thing is. It's quite easy for them to get hidden whilst you're playing, because you end up with quite a lot of other pieces on the board, and that can make things a little more tricky, but as long as you've got a cooperative table, you can sort of get round that one. But if they were printed twice on a token, that might make it a bit visually easier, and you don't have to try and give away your secret strategy.
Yeah, I think also just slightly bigger tiles, although we were playing with a modified version, a review version, which does actually have smaller tiles than the game itself is intended to have. So that's probably going to be fixed by the time it comes out.
Yeah, which made that point. The version that we played, a pre-production one, so some of these problems have probably been ironed out for the Kickstarter and the actual production run.
Exactly. The only other real thing I could think of is a problem with a lot of board games, which says a lot when when I'm reaching for a problem that many board games have, in that like the tokens and the tiles that you use are all loose on the board. It's a lot of like cardboard sort of things laid out over each other. It's very easy if someone hits the table or moves stuff on the board for little pieces to be moved around and their position to be lost. A problem that a lot of games have. There was a discussion someone said about maybe laying out like an actual plastic.
Yeah, Swin mentioned that as an idea, sort of like how Zombicide now has the plastic trays for player cards and equipment. Something a little bit like that, just to keep the structure of the actual playboard together and avoid any of that sort of accidental knocking things over.
Yes. The other thing I spoke to Ollie about afterwards is the possibility whether it's worth looking to magnetising things, seeing whether you can...
that'd be cool.
Yeah, if you can make the actual board game, the hexes, the pieces, everything magnetised to each other, which is actually something he said he's going to look into, so that might be a stretch goal, depending on whether it's achievable and affordable.
Another thing is that the artwork for the game is absolutely beautiful. It looks like it's something straight out of coffee table art, fantasy world book, or Magic the Gathering, if that's your more preferred source of and illustrations. But it's up there with that level of professionalism. Again, we've got a review development copy, so some of the artwork is placeholder, but even that, some of the pieces in there are final, and they are absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, it's a lot of what there is what they could get beforehand, get done themselves and whatnot. Whereas the idea is for everything to go up, which when I'm already looking at it and going,
damn, that looks good.
Yeah, I could see that in a published board game now.
Yeah,
when you're taking that up, I'd be like, Hell yeah, I am cool with this.
So if you haven't guessed, we highly recommend getting hold of a copy of this game because we had a lot of fun playing it. We've played a couple of games between us now. With each game, like the nature of how it's put together and set up, you get a different playthrough each time, which is nice because there's a good selection of different characters or gods to choose from, and the starting positions, and different players make it a very different experience each time, which is good. So that's got great replayability. We are going to add this to our game library as soon as we can get a hand on it and into our library. So if you need more praise, I can't give you any. So if you're watching this video, it's before April 2020, head into the description, look for the Kickstarter link, go have a look, go get yourself a copy. After April 2020, go to the descriptions, look for the website link to Ministry of Meeples and see if it's in their store yet. You may have missed the Kickstarter, but I'm sure you can still get yourself a copy. And we want to say thanks again to Ollie for coming all the way down to see us and show us this game, and for leaving a copy for us to play with. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.